April 8, 1994, Seattle, Washington. The lifeless body of Nirvana's Kurt Cobain is found lying on the floor with a shotgun on top of his chest. Near him there's a cigar box containing drugs and a handwritten note with a pen pierced through it, addressed to his imaginary childhood friend, Boda. 3 years earlier, Kurt Cobain had been called the voice of a generation. But sadly, all of that ends for him now, at just 27 years old. However, here's what's strange for fans who find his death suspicious. There were no fingerprints found on the gun. The level of drugs in his blood was so high, some questioned whether he could even pull the trigger. And the most haunting of all, his mother's reaction. Now he's gone and joined that stupid club. I told him not to join that stupid club.
All rock stars, all dead at age 27.
So, what is the 27 Club? Is there something truly uniquely cursed about this number? Or could something else genuinely explain why even artists who spoke about the 27 Club or were predicted to join it, like Mac Miller, Avicii, and Amy Winehouse, also died around that specific age?
I'm hoping not to join the 27 Club.
Night fam, subscribe for more videos that inspire and save lives as we go down the rabbit hole of the tragic mystery of the 27 Club. Because at this point, it isn't just a coincidence, it's a cultural phenomenon so feared within the music industry, artists have made dozens of songs about it. So, really, how could one number be so cursed? It took away so much talent from this world. From legends Jimi Hendrix, Janis, Joplin, and Jim Morrison, who all died at the age of 27 within 10 months, to icons like Kurt Cobain and Amy Winehouse, K-pop's Kim Jong-hyun, and even Avicii and Mac Miller. Well, the conspiracy stretches far back into the early 1930s in Mississippi, believe it or not, where people believe some type of a deal gave birth to an impossible music legend and to the 27 Club. His name was Robert Johnson, a man who at first was so terrible at guitar he would be asked by people to stop playing. But after disappearing for about a year and a half, suddenly he came back with a mind-blowing transformation. The same musicians who laughed at him were now shocked as his fingers flew across guitar with so much inspiration. His voice now suddenly carried a haunting quality. How does someone go from amateur to a guitar genius practically overnight? Well, that is when some people assumed that he did some dark magic stuff and got special skills because he met a devil at a crossroads. See, Robert recorded only 29 songs in his short career, but those recordings are so remarkable, he was immediately crowned the king of Delta blues. Some of his songs even seem to refer to his transaction with the devil, with songs like Me and the Devil Blues, Hellhound on My Trail, and Crossroads Blues. But, of course, in exchange for this legacy, Satan had to take something. And so, Robert died at the age of 27. He was the first one from the club. And now, decades after, more musicians will follow his path. Number 1. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison were respectively known as the greatest guitarist in rock history,
Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
the rebel who broke ground for women in rock music, and charismatic lead singer of The Doors. But behind these musical geniuses were sensitive souls, recklessly struggling with the pressures of intense fame, because all of them took excessive amounts of dangerous substances, eventually leading to their tragic deaths at 27. September 18th, 1970, Jimi Hendrix was found unresponsive after he choked on his own vomit while being heavily intoxicated. On the night before Jimi's death, he took 9 sleeping tablets to deal with insomnia, and that was chilling because Hendrix took 9 sleeping pills, which was 18 times the normal dosage. 18 plus 9 is 27. The ambulance came and picked him up at 11:27, the exact time as his date of birth. Just 16 days after the passing of Jimi Hendrix, on October 4th, 1970, Janis Joplin was found lifeless in her Hollywood hotel room after an overdose. And less than a year after that, on July 3rd, 1971, Jim Morrison was found dead in his apartment. And eerily enough, Jim's girlfriend eventually died at 27 too. People thought Jim would be the last one until another legend revived the conspiracy. Kurt Cobain, the iconic lead of Nirvana, who revolutionized the 90s music scene with grunge music. So, when immense fame came his way, it all became too much. At the early age of 24, he resisted being called the voice of the generation.
I didn't want to be thought of as being and complaining.
And behind his success, he battled addictions, while his marriage to Courtney Love was also very turbulent. At his death scene, this note was found where he said, "I don't have the passion anymore, and so remember, it's better to burn out than to fade away. Please keep going, Courtney, for Frances, for her life, which will be so much happier without me." Unfortunately, that same darkness drowned another soul, Amy Winehouse, who was known for her powerful voice and soulful music. June 18th, 2011, Amy gets booed at a concert in Serbia after showing up disoriented and seemingly drunk or under influence of something else. Little did they know this was going to be Amy's last time ever on stage. Because despite her fame, Amy was battling multiple demons at such a young age: bulimia, depression, substance abuse, and alcoholism. In fact, her song about not going to rehab, which in hindsight should have been treated like a call for help,
I don't ever wanna drink again.
it earned her 5 Grammy Awards in a single night in 2008. That's why it's heartbreaking and chilling to know that Amy knew her own tragedy before it even happened. And just 2 months after her embarrassing last concert, Amy Winehouse was found lifeless from alcohol poisoning inside her own house. And guess what? Even K-pop wasn't spared from this deadly collab. Kim Jong-hyun was the main vocalist of the K-pop boy band Jimi and was considered as one of the best vocalists in South Korea. But on December 18th, 2017, at the age of 27, he was found unconscious. In a note he left behind, he spoke about his demons. "I am broken from inside. The depression that had been slowly eating me up finally devoured me, and I couldn't defeat it. And it's heartbreaking that it even ended with, just tell me I've done well, that this is enough, that I've worked hard." And then, just 4 months after that, Avicii, the genius DJ and producer, shocked the world with the loss of his life. Known for the most iconic songs such as Wake Me Up, Waiting for Love, The Nights, and Levels, Avicii pioneered the fusion of EDM with folk and other genres, quickly becoming an international sensation. But, as with many artists, part of the 27 Club, his demanding tour schedule and meteoric success took a toll on his mental health and forced him to retire in 2016. And Nightfam listened to this chilling coincidence, because within the same year his mentor said, "This is a legend in the making. This could be the first DJ to become a member of the 27 Club." And true enough, on April 20th, 2018, while on vacation vacation at a resort in Oman. Avicii was found dead, though at the age of 28. And finally, one of the most tragic losses in recent music history, Mac Miller, a versatile artist who was celebrated for his lyrical prowess and ability to transcend traditional hip-hop boundaries.
I don't understand why you're doing the most.
But just like every single artist who became part of the 27 Club before him, Mac Miller battled with a substance problem throughout his career to manage stress and loneliness while he was touring. Something he even referenced in his own song, What Do You Do? A habit like Philip Hoffman will probably put me in a coffin. Even more chilling to realize is that he also sang about his fear of joining the 27 Club.
I'm hoping not to join the 27 Club.
And soon after his own foreshadowing, he accidentally died soon before turning 27. Just a little over a month after this interview of him looking like he was doing fine got published.
I had no version of the story that didn't end up with me being fine. But it was the best thing that could have happened. Best thing that could have happened.
8 music legends, 8 tragic deaths, 8 souls who were destined to inspire the world and leave exactly after 27 years. And, Night Fam, the most unbelievable thing is that there are far more names attached to the Club 27. And if I discussed everyone, this video would be more than an hour long. But perhaps even more important than looking at patterns is that we don't reduce their legacy to tragedy. Perhaps the 27 Club isn't about a curse or a deal with the devil. It's about extraordinary talents who burned too bright in a world that was also too dark for their vulnerable souls. Because at the end of the day, Night Fam, we don't really know what happened with Robert Johnson and if he truly started the 27 Club, if he truly did some dark magic in order to achieve his goals. But what we know is that the world lost so many incredible people way too soon, and the best we can do is to just say rest in peace and to make sure that the next ones, the next amazing artists who struggle, don't leave this world at 27, but rather receive enough help to stay with us. All the best, Night Fam.